Hi, and this is now the fourth video on the car horns, and the number of things. I'm going to assemble it. I've got a battery here to test it, so we're going to do that shortly, but there's a couple of things of note that I needed to point out. These are the two diaphragms, and of course the horns are, there's one low and one high pitch, okay, and I noticed that the diaphragms, this has got one notch, if you can just see that there, one notch out of it. This has got two notches, and then I'm thinking, well, that's obviously quite significant. And if you actually then have a close look at them, you'll find that they are actually formed quite differently. I'm really not sure if you can see that. The high pitched one has got a much deeper channel, and a double dip. It comes up and then goes down, whereas this one here, the low frequency one, is a much shallower angle. So 2 points of note. And the other thing is that when I took these apart, I wasn't aware, but they've got a pin that goes through there, and of course I was aware after the first one that chances are that I broke it in the pulling apart, but with the second one it was, I'm pretty sure it was actually quite broken already. So I've made two new pins, okay, a little bit awkward to machine, but anyway, there's two new pins ready to go, and you'll see that in the assembly. So I'm going to bring you right in of these, which is with the disc. Now I did actually put a bit of resin filler in those just to hide the little, corrosive aspect. I'm going to put this on the underside, and then this side was the clean side, so a little bit of resin on that, fiberglass resin, and same with this one here, and as you can see, that's the bad side. So these are the tone discs, and this is the assembly of it, which is actually a little bit tricky and a little bit awful, and so for the sake of people wanting to overhaul these 1748 car horns, this actually doesn't actually go into the building and putting together and testing. It just gives you historical information, which is interesting. It turns out that my two horns were actually made in the spring of 1954. Okay, so let's put it together and see how we go. Okay. Okay, this is how it should be, I guess. Okay, I've still got to fill that, and I said I'd probably use something like an araldite type resin to fill that and close that off, and I'll have to do the same still with the other one. Okay, so that's about it. Let's cross our fingers and hope that works. Alright, I'll just zoom you in a bit closer to the battery. Okay. That's the adjustment screw at the back. I think I've gone too far. Half a turn. Sounds good. Half a turn. Let's try another half a turn. Another half a turn in. Okay. Take it one full turn back. Another half a turn back. That sounds good. That sounds good. Okay, so this has been assembled and we're looking at the higher tone. So that's it. Okay, next job is just to clean it all up and finish the painting and the final assembly. Well, hi again. Last movie on the horns. These have been all painted. I'm going to zoom you in shortly and have a good look at them. But I'm ready to put it all together and then fit it to the front of the car, and then let's call that it. Been good. Yeah, good exercise. You might have seen me soldering new leads on, and I think I said in the last video that they were just breaking down right down in the bottom of the electrical connection. So that's actually come up well there with that, and using the Arrow die. I'm quite pleased with that, so looking good. Well, let's peel this off. I've got the gaskets, which have been soaked in WD-40 just to wet them a little bit, and everything's polished, everything's ready to go. So let's have a look. All right, so the main horn assembly, the rim, the tone disc, painted silver, the diaphragm, and still got undercoat on the other side, and the armature that you can see. So and the little end disc and the little copper disc that denominates what model number and so on that is. So here's my stainless steel screws. So I'll zoom you in on that so that I can assemble. I'll just do the one because I don't want to bore you with the repetition of the two, but I'll assemble them both and walk you through just one of them, and then we'll fit it to the car and see how it looks. Okay. Okay, that's one. And my battery was a bit flat. Okay, all good. Now let's fit them to the car.